What's up, tricksters and tricksetters watching this video on the second YouTube channel. Today we have another free VOD review, essentially, and once again we are VOD reviewing Death. Basically, we already VOD reviewed this guy, I think like 2 times. I did 1 month of coaching with him and he went from Bronze 3 to Platinum 2. The only map that I didn't VOD review for him is actually Lotus. Like, I never coached him on this map, and that's why we are doing this free VOD review. We already reviewed his tracker like, I don't know, 2 times. You know, he knows what he needs to do based on the tracker, and I'm not gonna waste my time on that. And he's playing Omen in a Platinum 1. Actually, he's Platinum 1 right now, but he did reach Platinum 2 on Lotus. Omen, Lotus, Platinum 1. Let's see first what type of questions he has for us. As we spoke together, here's my last VOD review for our coaching. Very good. Lotus is in the moment one of my middle maps with 50% win rate. My biggest problems here are the defender side, especially defending A site. Okay, we'll see what you can do better. In this VOD, I try to work more with Bucky, Shorty, and the Judge. Look, on Lotus, like, there's a lot of good positions where you can abuse, like, Shorty and Judge, but it's not really that claustrophobic map. To some degree it is, but, like, you know, bind, split, like, on these maps you can easily abuse these 2 weapons for some easy kills. As a second point, playing postplay in terms of position, second point playing postplay in terms of positioning on the A side or C side, I feel very uncomfortable. Okay, we'll see why. As we saw in our coaching, I cannot carry these games when we won the round because Phoenix had an Odin addiction. Or smurfing, I don't know exactly. To be honest, like, you know, walls on Lotus are made out of paper, and it is so easy to abuse, like, the Odin, the Sheriff, the Guardian, to get some cheesy kills. And you should also do that if you see an opportunity to actually fuck up the enemies like that. So I would ask you to answer the following questions. How to defend properly A site and C site without a real sentinel, killjoy or cypher. Basically, like, you know, at the start of the match, you can try the passive gameplay. Like, on A site, like, we have a lot of the one-way smokes that you can use as an Omen and basically stop the enemy's push, use the paranoia to fuck them up, to split them apart. We can use the shotguns in combination with different, like, you know, setups. We can play this elevated position here. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do on the attack. I've explained it in my ranked playbook and exclusive coaching videos that I've shared with you, to be honest. Like, even if you're playing alone and fighting alone, there's a lot of different things that you can do. Like, buying a high penetration weapon, you know, spamming the wall here for some cheesy kills. When the enemies are pushing in some equal halberd rounds, we can use some kind of a small setup like this to fuck up the enemies and, you know, isolate them into 1 versus 1 fights. There's plenty of things that you can do to defend A set passively. At the end of the day, it's almost always better to play a 5v5 retake instead of dying alone and just letting your teammates be a, you know, in a 4 versus 5 situation. But as soon as you notice that the passive gameplay is not working, like, on A site, I highly recommend you to go into aggressive mode. Like, tell your Raze, brother, can you do a nade on the, you know, like, Amen, I don't know, like, Gecko, can you use a molly here? Let's take Amen control, you know. Like, use paranoia like this. Teleport behind the rubble, try to take the rubble control and try to fight the enemies more aggressively. Even alone, you can try to go for some crazy plays, you know, and crazy strategies that I've once again explained in my ranked playbook and exclusive coaching videos on my Discord server. But ultimately, you know, you need some kind of a support from your teammates. And the same shit goes for the C set as well. As soon as you notice this, you know, passive gameplay on C set is not working, we need to fight for the C long control. And to be honest, with Omen, you know, you can do a one-way smoke, you can try to teleport on top of the box or behind the box. You can use your paranoia to delay the enemies, to split them apart, get back with, you know, with a kill in your pocket. Even without your teammates, you can still control the map to some degree. Maybe we can play a bit more aggressively on the B side use a paranoia through the rotating doors as the enemies are pushing in, try to fuck them up. Like on C main choke point, you have like around 3 different one-way smokes that we can use to fuck up the enemies. We also have the fake one-way setups where you can play up here with this fake one-way and just kill the enemies as they're passing down, you know, through the site. We can create weird smoke setups to fuck up the enemies with the close-range weapons, to deny the Killjoy's ultimate. Like, there's a lot of things you can do, essentially. But the rule of thumb on Lotus is, if the passive gameplay is not working for you, like, you need to fight for more map control. Like, we need to fight for either C-long or A main area of the map. Like, there's no other way. Like, you cannot just play passively and lose the rounds one by one and, you know, pray to God that you're gonna win that specific game. How to play postman on attacker side with aggressive, greedy teammates. Number one rule in Valorant is that you always focus on supporting your teammate that has the highest chances of dying at that moment of time. Like, even if your teammates are going for some aggressive, greedy plays that you think are bad, you need to support them. Like, essentially, enemies dictate how you want to play the game, and what type of, you know, mentally disoriented teammates you get also dictate how you should play the game of Valorant. Like, I don't know, in a 5v3 post-plant, if your Raze decides to fight for the CT, fight for the CT as well. You know, I'm still gonna support this Raze as long as I can play around this objective right here. I will, you know, support her here, support here, support here. But if my Raze does this, I don't give a fuck about Raze anymore. I'm just turning my focus onto my primary objective and onto other teammates that are maybe fighting, you know, in the waterfall or in the C-long area of the map. The best, you know, the rule of thumb in Valorant is, like, you always are trying to support and trying to refrag your teammate that has the highest chances of dying and that is doing something useful at that moment of time for you and your team. How can I abuse shotguns on Lotus to the full potential in a comp without breach and raise fade, etc.? You don't need to force yourself to play shotguns that much on Lotus. I don't know. I don't play shotguns that much on Lotus. Like, only if, I don't know, I think, you know, enemy Killjoy has the ultimate and we have no other way to counter this ultimate. I will use a deep smoke here when she goes for a, you know, lockdown play. I will peek out, kill the Killjoy, kill the ultimate. Maybe I'm gonna die in the process, but my job is done. You know, like, I traded myself for a kill, I destroyed the lockdown, my teammates can do everything else for me. Like, on the B side, we can create some cheesy setups, you know, with a tri-lane smoke, with a cubby position smoke, and try to fuck up the enemies. At the doorway, like, we can always do a one-way or this type of a smoke setup, like, to, you know, play around the smokes, hide ourselves from the enemy's utility, and, you know, outmaneuver the enemies. But as I said, like, on Lotus, you really don't need to force yourself to play shotguns that much. I mean, shorties should still be your primary, secondary weapon whenever you have money to buy it. But Judge, Bucky, you know, you don't need to force. Like, only if you see an like, I don't know, you think enemies are gonna push B side, you wanna play around the B choke point, sure, buy the Judge. You're probably gonna shit on the enemies. But if you're not certain where the enemies are gonna go, what they're gonna do, what your teammates are gonna do, like, just buy a Vandal, Phantom, you know, Odin, Operator, Outlaw, I don't know, like, depends on what type of round you're playing at that moment of time. How should I play if enemies abuse always A, and how I can adapt my play to it? I guess it's on a... when you're on a defender side, probably. I'm just guessing. Like, if enemies are... like, basically, you know, in the first 4 rounds, you can start with the passive playstyle. Like, just holding different off angles, abusing as many different setups and off angles as possible to fuck up the enemies, and to try to make the numbers advantage and then play like the postman with your allies. There's a lot of one-way setups, as I said, like, that we can use on a set of Lotus to fuck up the enemies, to stop the enemies push, to make them waste some utility before they actually execute the bomb sites. But ultimately, you know, if the passive playstyle is not working, we need to turn on our aggressive mode. Like, you need to fight for the full, like, aim and control, try to punish the enemies before they even take the space here. And you need to tell your teammates what to do. Which, obviously, in solo queue is almost always impossible because, I don't know, I guess, like, Valorant Ranked is some kind of fun, you know, social experiment. Like, in Radiant lobbies, people are not listening. I've completely given up on coming or IGLing in any lobbies because people are just, they don't want to listen. Like, it's like two people want to surrender the match. Like, why would I invest myself? But you know, because you're never reached Radiant, like, you should actually have a willpower to do that and try to do that. I mean, if I never got Radiant in my life, probably I would be doing everything in my capabilities to win my matches and to actually carry the games. So, you know, tell your Raze, you know, to do the nade, to try to satchel here, teleport with her, try to fuck up enemies with a paranoia. There's a lot of aggressive plays that we can do on Lotus. I mean, even alone, you can try to outplay the enemies to some degree and try to do something proactive. Like, I'm gonna show you right now, you know, what we can do actually. Yeah, what is Greek yogurt? What the fuck? You like Greek yogurt? It's okay. I mean, sure. Sure, fine. You know?
How many must I kill before I am restored? More. Always more. My ultimate is ready.
So basically, you know, like, if you're playing Omen on Lotus, you can always, like, go for a bit more aggro play here. Maybe, like, use paranoia. Use the one-way smoke on the left side. Use the smoke maybe right here. Wait for the enemies push. We have a smoke here. Enemies are pushing here. We can use the paranoia. Try to kill the enemies, you know, there. Maybe in some eco round, half by round, like, we can use the smoke, like, you know, at the start of the round. We can use the smoke like this, more towards yourself. Paranoia the enemies there. Teleport here. Like, try to outmaneuver the enemies through the smoke. Get, like, try to get, like, maybe, like, 1, 2, or 3 kills. Like, God knows, like, what you're gonna do. Maybe you can play here. From this position, use this fake one-way. Like this. This one-way covers you from the breach, like flash, if the enemies have a breach, for an example, or maybe even Gecko, maybe you're even gonna dodge a Gecko flash, depending how Gecko does the flash. So maybe we can catch some enemies off guard there, try to kill them, drop down, you know, reposition. Here we can create some cubby position smokes to, you know, fuck up the enemies with the shotguns as they are pushing in and try to destroy them. There's always some kind of a solution, you know, like at least for the lobbies where you're right now. Like, the hardest lobbies to find some kind of a solution are Radiant lobbies, because if your team is bad, only God can help you to basically win a match. And if you're not Demon 1 and able to, like, you know, kill everyone in the head. So, for your Platinum, Ascendant, Diamond lobbies, like, there's always some kind of a solution, something that you can do a bit better, some setup that you can use to get maybe at least 1 kill. Maybe abusing Operator, I don't know. You know, take the op, hold some tight angles, try to get the kills. Abuse the enemy's poor utility usage, poor pathing. Like, in your elo, like, there's no way that enemies are gonna play a perfect game of Valorant. Like, there's just no way. There's always some kind of a gap that you can find to basically fuck up the enemies and get some kills. Like, maybe, you know, buy the Odin, wait for the enemies to open the doors, spam the enemies, try to kill them. At the start of the round, buy the Odin, try to spam the doors here. Like, line up yourself with that. Bab, 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 bab. Maybe you get a kill onto enemies that are pushing through the, you know, aim in area of the map. There's a lot of these cheesy plays that you can try to do. Enemies are picking up the orb here every time. Like, buy the Guardian, buy the Odin, bab, 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 bab. Take at least 1 kill. You know, we have the one-way smokes here. One-way smoke on the doorway. As I said, there is always some kind of a solution. It really depends what are enemies exactly doing to fuck you up in that specific match. Thanks for VOD reviewing and much love from Austria. Okay, I mean, there's really nothing to talk about here. We can jump immediately into a VOD L review. Guys, this VOD review is gonna be without the face cam because I look like shit, basically. I had a splendid day in Valorant today, and yeah, you know, my teammates were great players, like really enjoyable experience, and I don't know how I would live my life without playing Valorant. So no face cam, just a focus on VOD review. Let's see what he can do a bit better on Lotus. And let me rest a bit. Oh, okay. Maybe I can turn off the lights a bit, like, to chill. Let's get it. Ba ba boo ba ba boo ba ba. Shuba lubit saba booba dooba doobit saba. Okay. Ba ba ba. Okay, he shows us his setup. Very good. He has a player named Radiant Pro. This is already a win. 57% win rate Yoru. A Radiant Pro. And a Nebbit. And a sloppy drop. Jesus Christ.
Wonderful.
Okay, listen. On Lotus, basically, on a defender side, A site is your default bomb site. C set is your secondary focus. B set is number 3 focus. Basically, every single time when you don't know where the enemies are gonna go, default more towards the, you know, A site. And in the first round, I would always play A site no matter which agent enemies are playing at that moment of time. So basically, like in the first round with Omen, what you can do, we can play maybe a classic pistol shorty strategy here, and around this smoke, try to outplay the enemies and try to kill them. We can also play classic pistol shorty strategy around the doorway, and this type of a smoke. We can play classic pistol shorty strategy here, around the doorway, you know, with a smoke around this area of the map. You can simply buy a sheriff or a ghost and prioritize a long-range gunfight immediately, try to delete one enemy before the enemies even push into sight, then use a smoke to delay their push and try to abuse as many different off angles to fuck them up. The only thing that I would never do on Lotus in the first round is fighting for the A main area of the map. Like, it is absolutely not worth it, and you don't have enough utility and enough manpower. You just don't have enough utility and good guns to take aim and control in the first round. In the first round, you should always play passively A site and try to abuse some kind of a strategy like this. And then, you know, from the third round, fourth round, we can try to do something different. Okay, he's going for a classic shorty here.
Smoking A.
Listen, I will not play inside of this smoke. Like, if you want to play inside of this smoke, you need to put the smoke to look like this. So the smoke needs to be more towards yourself. And basically, you need to be inside of this corner. Because if you're playing here, enemies can easily spam you. Easily kill you. You know? And you're dead. But if you play here, we can dodge the enemy spam. Still play inside of the smoke. Wait for the enemies to push in. Aha. Gecko is using a wingman to scan us. We can go out. Dodge the wingman. Go in. Bop bop. Easy kills. TP back onto site, or maybe, I don't know, TP into the CT, and then try to fuck up the enemies. But this is way too risky, like, enemies are gonna just spam you, man. I mean, here, Like, here, you know, it's just a crosshair placement problem. Like, you heard this ISO pushing more towards the left side. I mean, listen to the sound. Listen to the sound. So you heard the ISO was coming from this side. You should have flicked towards the left side like 1 second ago. I don't know why your crosshair is here if you hear this guy pushing from the left side. So there was no reason to do this type of a flick. And when you're using shotguns, please try to behave towards the shotguns as if you're using a Sheriff, Guardian, one-tap weapon. Like, don't fire your shots until you're 100% certain that your circle is on top of the enemy's head and it is exactly on the enemy's body. Like here, you would have deleted this ISO with one shot from a shorty if you just had more discipline in your aim. Like, discipline in your aim is not only important with one-tap weapons and automatic weapons. It's also very important with the shotguns. I see a lot of players like playing a judge and just doing this. Like what the fuck is this, bro? You know, ba 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 ba. Take your time. It's a semi-automatic weapon. Aim. Ba 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 ba. You know? Yeah, but also this is a bit of a scam from Valorant, to be honest. I don't know. But take your time. Take your time. If you're doing this type of strategies, don't rush your shots out. Behave towards the shotguns as if you're using some kind of a Sheriff. I don't know, like Guardian. Take your time. You have Light Shield. Even if this ISO headshots you with the first bullet, very rarely he's gonna have time to finish you off. Very rarely. On this range, if you just properly, place your crosshair and shoot at the right moment of time with a shorty, you will always, but always delete the enemies. Like, there's absolutely no way.
So close.
It's B, it's B, it's B.
Okay, listen. On Lotus, if you lose the first round, second round, you need to gamble on either A site or C site. I personally play the second round on A site once again, abusing some kind of a classy pistol shorty strategy with a smoke, and that's it. Because chances are very low that enemies in an anti-eco round are gonna push you on B site. I mean, if they do that, they're just mentally ill, to be honest. Like, chances are like, I don't know, 20% that is gonna be a B push, and 40% that in a second round is gonna be A or C push. Now, if you win the first round, chances are 80% that enemies are gonna push B site, and 10% that is gonna be C or A site in ranked solo queue. So that is why in a second round, if I win the first round, so we win the first round, in a second round, I would always force the outlaw with a light shield or heavy shield. If I have money for the heavy shield, I'm going to buy a heavy shield, and rest of the money goes into utility. If I don't have money for heavy shield, light shield, shorty, and utility. And, we can just play slightly more aggro towards the B main area of the map, holding this type of a pixel angle, go for the body shot kills. We don't need to smoke, we can just go with the CT, abuse this angle for another kill. Then we can smoke the choke point, maybe use a paranoia to stop the enemy's push, reload the outlaw, bop bop, take more kills, and that's it. The reason why I would start on B set is not only because, chances are higher that enemies in an eco round are gonna try some kind of a push on B or C, but also because I want to play a fast rotation towards the B set and A site, and I don't want to be on C or A if I'm wrong when it comes to my read. Like, basically, one rule that you should try to follow, rule for anti-eco rounds on defender's side. Your primary focus isn't countering enemies. Your primary focus is compensating every single mistake that your teammates might make. Like, essentially, these rounds should be won by default for you. You know, like, we have better guns, enemies have nothing, they're full eco. You know, we should be winning that round. But a lot of times you're not going to win that round because your teammates are going to go for a stupid aggressive play, or they're going to pick some kind of a 1v1 fight that they should not pick. Like, in these anti-eco rounds, my main focus is not really taking the kills or countering the enemies. It is just playing a proper refray game and making sure that my teammates are not going to make some kind of a boosted bonobo play. And that's it. And that's why I always play a bit faster rotations. I try to support my allies no matter what.
Let's go.
I don't know. Here, I would definitely be playing B side because... And maybe doing a one-way smoke for C. C long. Because, like, only God knows what your Phoenix on the B side is gonna do.
Shadows traveling.
God help us now. God help us.
It's a,
We are coming.
And as I said, you know, if our read is wrong, it would have been much better if we started on the B side. Right now, we could have started our rotation towards B, towards A, from B side to A side instantly. Now your Gecko can die alone on A, there's no one to support him. And also, this second smoke on B side was kind of stupid in my opinion. Like, you just did it for no reason. You know, like, this is a blind smoke that doesn't have any purpose. You're not going for any specific play. We're not making any specific outplay. And this smoke doesn't really do any justice to your Phoenix as well. You know, enemies can easily come close to the smoke. And now with eco weapons and halberd weapons, just bam, explode onto the Phoenix with some kind of a pop flash or, I don't know, Reyna Lear. And your Phoenix is dead. This smoke was completely unnecessary. And it was better if you saved it to, you know, now support the Gecko onto A side, or to use it for the C long if the enemy decide to push C side.
Going out.
it's a, it's
We are coming.
Okay. Please, whenever you're rotating, whenever you're not doing anything in Valorant, so you're not fighting the enemies, you're not doing your... Like, literally, if there is not even a single chance for you to fight the enemies, always look at the minimap. Now, we saw the Omen crossing in this position, and enemies already crossing into sight. There is absolutely nobody guarding the stairs position right now. Like, we need to be aware that the enemies might go for this aggressive play, especially when the enemies are eco or halberd. They're probably gonna go for some more aggressive play to isolate you, to surprise you, to kill you. Ooh, we didn't clear the stairs at all!
Spike planted.
Okay, Phoenix is there to do it. This shrouded step is another completely unnecessary piece of utility. Like, before, like, there's no, like, listen, you have Outlaw. We want to prioritize long-range gunfights. Why are you closing the gap with the enemies? Question number 1. Question number 2. Why don't we wait for our signature ability to recharge? Do the smoke for, you know, for the tree, and then we go for some kind of a retake. Question number 3. Why with the Outlaw, you're prioritizing this push and this pathing instead of prioritizing going from tower? I mean, from tower, we can just hold this angle, wait for our teammates to push a bit closer, then push with our allies, then from this position, easily, you know, contest the enemies there. If enemies are not on sight, bam, bam. Like, this is a terrible pathing when you have snipers and operator and outlaw, like, not really good. And always, when you're playing Omen and you're playing retakes or, I don't know, like, we're pushing onto bomb sites, playing post plants, stuff like that. Like, pay attention on when is your smoke going to be recharged. Like, right now, having that smoke in the tree is, I mean, even if you die, that smoke is gonna be good, you know? Listen, if you're playing Outlaw in an anti-eco bonus round, like, you don't need to play this aggressive. Play with your teammates, you know. Like, why would you risk this type of a fight? Why would you do anything first here? Trust me, your teammates are gonna be, like, 90% of times. In Valorant, you're gonna have teammates that are brainless and that just wanna fight 24/7. Your job is to stick with the most aggressive teammate, play the proper replay with that teammate, and that's it. We have plenty of time to defuse the spike. Play a bit slower. Think. Use your brain. Use your allies. Use your utility before you go for some kind of a fight like this.
On my butt.
Obviously, that fight there, like, was more of a mechanical problem than anything else. But he is still doing the aim training routine, and, you know, he's still in the process of aim training and developing his mechanical skill. Like, I don't expect him to improve his mechanics in the next maybe 1 or 2 months. Like, it's gonna take... Mechanical skill is the hardest to be improved. Like, basically, it requires a consistent training, consistent practice, and breaching your mechanical skill ceiling for some players is also impossible as well. That's why you should always consider Valorant more as a tactical game rather than a first-person shooter. Like, there's always a way for you, especially in the elos below Immortal 3 and Radiant, for you to fight enemies on your own terms, on your own ground, and with some kind of an advantage. Okay, this is a bonus round for us. Our team has dropped us the Outlaw. I mean, we can buy, like, light shield utility. Sure, fine. Okay, enemies 2 times in a row. Push the A site. Now, in this round, we have absolutely no idea where the enemies are gonna go. But because of rule of fear... Okay, rule of fear, like, I don't know if I need to explain it at all. Usually players in solo queue are afraid to repeat their mistakes from the previous rounds. So the chances are higher that they're not gonna do the same shit that already failed, you know, in the previous round. So, 2 times in a row, we fucked up the enemy's push onto the A site. Now, chances are 60% that the enemies are gonna hit C, and around 30% is gonna be A or B. So in this round, I will play a bit more aggro in the A main area of the map with a one-way smoke, in the C long area of the map with a one-way smoke, trying to take some pick with the Outlaw, and defending the C site. So in this round, gambling on C is actually totally fine. This smoke has no purpose. Like, this one-way smoke on the left side, you're only doing if you want to go for some aggressive play, if you want to contest the enemies in the A main area of the map, if your teammates are pushing A main area of the map and getting fucked from the left side, like, you know, I don't know, like, one of your teammates is stuck here, you know, fighting the enemies. This one-way smoke is really good to support that teammate, so that he only needs to fight the enemies that are pushing through here, for an example. But this is just a waste of a smoke.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
All of this is just waste of utility. It would have been much better in this round if you maybe, like, you know, held this angle to see how the enemies are gonna push, what type of utility they're gonna use, because we still don't know, you know, how they're using their utility when they're pushing aim in. Maybe we could have held some kind of a tight angle like this, try to snipe the enemies down. Holding an angle like this is also totally fine, and going for a few shots and then repositioning. Like, both of these smokes completely wasted. Listen, when the enemies reveal you on some kind of a position, to be honest, no matter what type of a gun you're using, you should reposition. Because once they peek you, they have a peeker's advantage, they have a proper crosshair placement, and if you're not fast enough and your reaction time is not good enough, your life is probably gonna end like this. I mean, if the enemy jet already dashed on the left side, like that, I would hide behind this cover, wait for the jet to peek me, and then I would try to peek the jet with mine peeker's advantage. Or maybe I would use a paranoia and then contest the jet. Or simply let's rotate towards the A site, and now we can hold this tight pixel angle, try to delete the enemies, you know, reload the gun. Maybe we can reposition here. Like, a lot of times, like, people make a mistake and they do a smoke like this. You can see the enemies around this smoke, bop, bop. Try to get more kills. Maybe we can abuse this angle here to get a few picks. Like, there was absolutely no reason for you to stay on the same position where the enemies already revealed you. And you already know that enemies are pushing from the right side, from the left side as well. We cannot hold this angle at all. But even though he lost this round, in this round we got a lot of information about the enemies. So they're not using any flash or any utility to clear this area of the map. They don't have a recon agent to contest you in the A main area of the map. Against this team composition, you can feel free to play aggressively in the A main area of the map every single round. They literally have nothing to stop you. Nothing to contest you, basically. Like, nothing to flash you. Like, we can abuse some of these cheesy strategy, cheesy off angles to get a few picks. Maybe you can walk up into this position with this one way, wait for the enemies to initiate the push here, or jet to dash, then bam, killing the enemies, then repositioning towards the site, you know, like towards the safety, maybe faking a teleport, I don't know. It's really up to you and what you want to do. Like, their team composition is terrible for taking the aim and control. Any control, to be honest.
Shadows, not ready.
This smoke here is also a waste. Like, I mean, enemies anyways don't have any recon utility that they're gonna waste when they're pushing A site. Like, stop wasting your smokes at the start of the round. You know, if your teammates are not taking aim and control, that smoke does absolutely nothing.
No, see something.
Stealing sight. No.
Okay, listen.
Let's...
If you're defending some bomb site alone, most of the times, it is better for you to stay alive and abuse some off angles on the actual bomb site instead of contesting the enemies alone in the main area of that map. So, instead of going for this aggressive paranoia peak, it would have been much better, you know, when you already lost the timing onto the enemies, to teleport up here and maybe abuse this fake one-way smoke to kill the enemies. Now, why is this a fake one-way smoke? Because, you know, when the enemies are pushing, they see everything through this smoke, except that angle there. And you see their feet when they're moving into the... when they're clearing the long area of the map. You can easily put this setup really, really fucking fast, and those are the easy kills for you. Maybe we could have just went back into the site, you know, do a one-way smoke up here on this position, defend the site from this spot, let the enemy jet dash in, who the fuck cares, try to kill the enemies there. Or maybe play around this one-way smoke, you know, a bit more aggro, enemy jet dashes in, use the smoke as a cover, kill the jet, kill the rest of the enemy team, that's it. Like, here, there was absolutely no reason to contest the enemies aggressively. And these days, because of the Omen nerf, you know, on the paranoia is really slow. Like, you need to wait. Like, when can you go for the peak and fight with the enemies? When you get the gun in your hands. Like here, for an example, if I wanted to fight the enemies with a paranoia, I would have done this paranoia like this. So, do a paranoia, take the gun, now peek. Like, basically the speed of paranoia is really slow, and you need to wait for the gun to be in your hands, and then you can re-peek the enemies, maybe try to get a kill, and then let's reposition towards the bomb site. But just remember that most of the times, if you feel that you're unable to fight, you know, enemies that are pushing you through the choke point, it's better for you to survive and play a retake with your allies. Especially if the enemies are playing some kind of a hull by round, eco round, force by round, or some kind of a shit like that. And especially if you already have some good one-way smokes or setups that we can abuse on the actual bomb site to kill the enemies. I mean, you should still try to maybe get some picks in the C-long area of the map, you know, doing a one-way smoke from this position, like this, then, you know, going like this, trying to get a few kills, maybe doing a one-way smoke in combination with this teleport, and then trying to kill a few enemies, repositioning, at least jump spotting the enemies if nothing else to gather early information, and then we can create some kind of a setup. Is Omen viable on every map currently out? On Breeze, he's shit. He's okay as a secondary controller, and you can play him more as a... You need to play him more as a duelist. And on every other map, he's good. Like, don't make the same mistake that Cool Crater, you know, the previous guy that we were coaching, was making. Like, try to think a bit more before you make some kind of a play. I think that you're forcing yourself way too much to take some 50-50 gunfights with the enemies, while you can abuse some of these off angles, your paranoia, your smokes, one-way smokes, to get some really easy kills for yourself. Like, I think that your first fight is always a 50-50 fight. Why? Let's try to create the fights to work in our favor. You know, let's abuse some 70-30 off angles, 70-30 positions. Let's use our utility to outplay the enemies. We don't need to force a fight with 4 enemies that are pushing through the, you know, through the long main area of the map. Let's try to stop them at the choke point, kill them. Like, at the end of the day, we're playing Omen with a flash. Like, you know, we can just chill at the backside, to be honest, you know. Like, wait for the enemy jet to activate the dash ability. Most of the times they're gonna dash here, use a paranoia, kill the jet, reposition. Like, simple, man. Simple. Simplify your gameplay, man.
Don't need.
Let's mess him up.
Tell me if they come see, then I give you smoke.
To be honest, like, I don't know, man. Like, buying a Bucky these days, I don't know. Like, Bucky and Frenzy really feel underpowered as fuck. Like, I really feel that these two weapons right now don't have any place in the current Valorant economy meta. And, I don't know, bro. Like, if you already want to buy a Bucky, I think it's better if you just buy a shorty, light shield, and some utility. Like, at the end of the day, if you kill an enemy with a shorty, you're able to get his gun, then you have a light shield plus his gun, you know, you can easily clutch the round. Bucky is like really hit or miss, and then most of the times it's just a miss. And when you're doing this play from this position, you need, with the shotguns, you need to put the smoke to look like this, basically. So, we're playing here, bop, 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 boop, bop, shop, boop, lap. You know? And we cannot put a smoke here, and then you're playing in the middle of the smoke. You need some cover, man, from the spam. Or, we can put this smoke and just hide. I mean, enemies don't have any recon agent. They don't have a recon utility. So you can just chill here, to be honest, and wait for the enemies to push you. There's a huge chance that in this elo, enemies are not gonna clear you, so...
Entering from trees.
Push, 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 push. Fuck. Listen. Rule. So, when do you want to play as a kamikaze in Valorant? Whenever you are in a economy disadvantage or numbers disadvantage. So basically, in these type of rounds, where you're in an economy disadvantage, so you have only a shorty, sheriff, Bucky, stinger, like the first opportunity that you have to trade yourself for at least 1 or 2 kills, you should take that opportunity. Like basically, in these rounds, you need to shift your mindset from the team play mindset to the mindset where and apply the mindset where you need to trade yourself for as many kills as possible. Winning eco rounds is much easier 4v4, 4v3, 3v3, etc. instead of playing these rounds in a default way. I mean, that is one of the primary reasons why in these rounds with the Omen we want to abuse the shotguns, to abuse the shorty, bucky, judge, and shit like that. Like, if I hear one enemy picking the orb right here, and I have a bucky without a heavy shield or light shield, bro, I'm going out. I'll try to kill that guy there. Maybe one more guy here with a right click, and that's it. I mean, maybe this is the only opportunity that you're gonna have to take a kill in that round. And if you kill that one enemy, or two enemies, maybe your teammates will be able to pick up their guns, and they're gonna have higher chances of winning that round. Like, your goal in eco rounds is to have at least 1 KD. And preferably, trying to trade yourself for 2 kills. And the first opportunity you have to trade yourself for as many kills as possible, take it. Even if you think you're gonna die, by going for that play, it is still worth it. The main purpose of these rounds is to save our economy, damage the enemy's economy, and to allow our teammates to have easier time winning this round in one way or another. So here, I would just go. Go. Very good.
I have spike here.
But I really don't know, man. You literally heard the enemy on the right side. Plus you have a paranoia. What the fuck is this, bro? Like here, okay. So, I'm playing in the smoke. Look at here. So, I'm playing in a smoke with a bucky. I hear one enemy picking the spike, one enemy is there. I'm pulling out the paranoia, flashing that enemy, killing the sage, trying to kill that enemy with a vandal. Like, use your utility to split the enemies apart, to have easier time killing the enemies, and please use your headset. Well, what's happening with your audio? In the last VOD as well, I feel that your audio awareness is really poor, but to be honest, you know, this guy is a newcomer to the FPS games and to the Valorant. So for new players, like, it is really, you know, I mean, it's a bit harder to distinct, you know, where the enemies are and to have the full audio awareness. That comes more with time and playtime and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't expect him to have, like, god level, you know, audio awareness. But, I mean, we literally heard one enemy there. You know, how are you? How are we? Like, what?
I have spike here.
We don't have time to go for the vandal there. I don't know, a huge mistake in this game is not fighting for the aiming area of the map aggressively. Like, enemies have nothing to take the aim in the choke points. And on this map, same as on Haven for an example, you need to fight for more map control in some area of the map. It's a map with 3 bomb sites. We cannot play passively 24/7. You know, in the first 4 rounds, you can try passive gameplay, maybe even 5 rounds. But as soon as you notice that enemies are fucking you up because you're selling the map control, you need to fight for something. Either C long or A main, preferably A main area of the map. In this specific VOD, I think you can take A main area of the map alone even. But since you have a Gecko, you have a Yoru, Phoenix, like, I don't know. You can tell your Gecko, brother, I'm gonna use a smoke here. Can you molly this? I will use a paranoia for the rubble, and I'm gonna teleport at the rubble. And then you TP rubble, enemies cannot push you through here, kill this enemy behind the rubble, and that's it. Or maybe you can tell Yoru to use a TP there with some kind of a pop flash, like, there's so many different things that we can do. Or maybe Gecko can use a flash while you're pushing in, like, I mean, you're playing Omen at the end of the day. All of these smokes that you're doing here, they don't do shit because your teammates are not playing aggro in the aiming area of the map. If your teammates are playing passively on A side, it is much better to save your smokes for the one way. Here, for this, for this. Fuck, I cannot find it from this position. This, etc., etc. Instead of wasting 2 smokes for this and for this, and your chamber is playing here, and Gecko is playing, I mean, Yoru is playing a tower. Like, what the fuck? Now we don't have the smokes to support our teammates on ASAP. Make sure that your smokes are efficient and they have some kind of a purpose. These are the purposefulness smokes. I don't know how to say that. Purposeless smokes.
You will not kill my ally. Somebody there. Thanks, Diz. Crash is ready.
Spike planted.
Listen, if you have one teammate that is flanking or lurking, try not to fuck up that teammate with the smokes. And this is your playmaker, Yoru. Like right now, there is absolutely no fucking reason for you to do any of this. Everything that you've done thus far, absolutely pointless. Right now, we should be baiting for Yoru and making sure that he has enough time to flank this guy and enemies in A main. Then we pinch the enemies with the Yoru, and then we focus on the bomb site. A lot of players, like even in Radiant lobbies, they don't respect these type of players enough. Like, your job is to make time and pressure for this player so we can make the sandwich out of the enemies. Distract the enemies, and then go for a play once the Yoru completes the lurk and flank. Especially against this enemy's team composition. I mean, we can lurk and flank 24/7, you know, like... And especially if the enemies are only playing as 5, like, you can always push behind them, take more space, and try to... I mean, not always, but when you find the timing for it. This is stupid. This is really pointless. You just fucked yourself up and fucked the Yoru as well. Because this smoke, enemies can use to just focus on Yoru and kill the Yoru from behind. Or maybe Yoru is not gonna see the enemies because of this smoke, and enemies are gonna push you through the smoke and you're fucked.
One in the corner.
We could have easily won this round if you just waited a bit more. Take your time, don't rush things out. Before you go for a post plant, when you're playing post plant, when you're going for a retake, when you're going for some kind of a play, check the minimap and ask yourself, what is your win potential and win condition in a specific round? Aha, I have one teammate that is really close to complete his lurk and flank. Let's play 4 and with that teammate. And there is no way that in this elo enemies are going to be aware of that Yoru flanking and lurking. Plus, we've never done that in the previous rounds. Like, this round was such an easy win.
Cover going out.
B.
Okay.
Spike
I don't know about this
planted.
this Bucky users, to be honest. Like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I mean, it's okay, gun, you know, but still, I don't know. I think it's not, like, I don't know. I completely stopped using Bucky. I think that just buy a fucking shorty or a stinger or, I don't know, sheriff, and that's it. Now, listen. In this round, you should have done a faster rotation. Once you saw that enemies are not aiming. Like, Lotus is, by the nature, a slow rotation map. So that means that your rotations need to be meaningful and based on a certain factors. Like, you need to ask yourself how many enemies you see. Do enemies have a spike? What is the macro and micro playstyle of the enemies? Are your teammates well and alive or dead? Do enemies have somebody that likes to flank and lurk 24/7? Stuff like that. Like, you need to ask yourself a series of questions before you make some kind of a play. Some kind of a rotation, lurk, or flank. what we noticed in the first 5 rounds, 6 rounds, is that the main playstyle of the enemies is just to push S5 together fast. So if you saw that no one is pushing Omen, and Gecko got that information, bro, I would have immediately just rushed onto the B site and pre-assumed that the enemies are gonna push either C or B. And I don't give a fuck if one enemy is lurking or flanking here. Like, their primary playstyle was to play S5, push S5, and they're probably gonna keep doing that the whole match. Like, one of the main mistakes of players in Platinum, Diamond, Ascendant, but generally main mistake of Valorant players, is that players are not adapting their playstyle enough, and they're not changing it enough. Like, you cannot just play the same game 24/7 and expect things to work every single time. You need to have moments of time where you change things a bit and where you become a bit more unpredictable, essentially, for the opposing team.
Cover going out.
And also, this smoke in the B-main is terrible. Whenever you want to... Like, so basically, we have 3 types of smokes with Omen. Smokes, like, when the choke point is some kind of a corridor, like this. We put a deep smoke towards the enemies to stop the enemies' push. Like this, and like this. Or we use the one-way smokes. If you want to, when we are playing retakes, we're putting the smokes exactly on the choke points, like this. And when you want to play around the smokes, you know, we are always creating some cubby locations or some positions where we can play around it, hide from the enemy's random spam and utility, and fuck up the enemies from that position. So in this situation, you should have done a smoke like this.
B.
Spike planted.
One is on A main still.
Oh yeah. Are we gonna ignore that Reyna behind us?
One A, come from B main. Take care.
Oh, bro.
One
Like,
still on A.
you need to slow down a bit. Let's play a bit more disciplined. Like, recently on my Discord server, in this text channel right here, that is called As the Coach, like, you know, all of the Discord subscribers, Twitch subscribers, YouTube subscribers, and people that have coached have the access to this channel. I have discussed the topic, and I have made a discussion that is called how to be more disciplined in Valorant. Please read that thread. I cannot find it right now. Probably I passed it. I don't know. Just a second. What are the steps to becoming more disciplined? You need to slow down a bit. Please read this forum. Read everything that I've written in that document there. Like, you need to slow down your gameplay a bit. Like, bro, and check a minimap a bit more. Like, your map awareness is still suffering a lot. I mean, you should still be doing the training that I've shared with you. But in this specific VOD, you're rushing out your decisions way too much.
A, come from B main. Take care.
Like here, we know that enemy Jet is in the B main position there. Enemy Reyna can be either in B main with Jet or behind us. We have a Paranoia, we have a Vandal. Pull out the Paranoia, flash the Jet, take an easy kill. Why are you forcing so many 50-50 gunfights? What is this? Plus, you're not ready with your crosser at all.
Well done, mate. Chamber. Gecko, can you maybe come to me and flash here from bottom?
Chat, will I fuck up my aim if I play Valorant? In Valorant, if I play Counter-Strike? No, like, to be honest, like, Counter-Strike might even make you improve your mechanical skill in Valorant.
Pull up.
Because Valorant by nature is a bit less skilled game when it comes to mechanics.
Never mind. Let's take time. I jiggle it.
More noob friendly.
Looks like we're
Please. Okay, I mean, like, you can do this, whatever. I mean, listen, if you're already doing this type of a jiggle peek, you don't need to do it with a knife. Just do it with a fucking gun and try maybe to get a kill. You know, if you're doing this. Just do it with a gun, do this, try to go maybe for a dead zone, you know, shot when you're going in and out, and that's it. And pull your knife out only if you're jump spotting the enemies.
Shadows traveling.
Spike down B.
To be honest, there was absolutely no reason for you to rotate here. Like, the only time you should rotate on a defender side is if your teammates are either losing the map control, dying on the side. Like, your Phoenix just killed 2 enemies. Enemies can open the doors, easily go onto the C side. We don't know if Reyna is maybe lurking and flanking again. Like, chill a bit before you make some kind of a game decision. Like, ask yourself some questions, you know? Like, give yourself like 2 or 3 seconds to activate your brain. And also, like, what you can do is, you know, for every scenario, like in Valorant, there's around like 20 scenarios that are gonna repeat for you 24/7. Like, and that you're gonna play a lot, like, such as, like, you know, pulse plan scenarios, retake scenarios, etc., etc. Like, you can write down on a piece of paper a series of questions that you need to ask yourself before you make a certain game decision. Like here, why? Why would we rotate? Cloudy, thank you a lot for the sub, man. Muchas gracias, per favor. Muchas gracias. Also, you know, if you take the full ceiling area of the map with Omen, what we can also do is we can use a paranoia for the B main, allow our teammates to push aggressively the B main area of the map, and that's it. Perfect, man.
Down B.
This ultimate here is also a wasted ultimate. You already know that enemies are pushing B side. You already know that there's at least 2 enemies in this area of the map. Hello? Why are we using the ultimate? You cannot commit to this ultimate.
Report stopped.
Yes, both there in the cubby position.
You want to use the ultimate as a recon tool only when you have absolutely no idea where the enemies are, when there has been a silence on the map for at least 20 seconds to reveal the enemies. Like on a defender side, you're using ultimate to gain information about the enemies only when you have no info where the enemies are at that moment of time, to reveal their strategy, to make them rush things out a bit, and to be ready for the push. Like here, for an example, if enemies cut the noise for, let's say, 15 or 20 seconds, I definitely would have used the ultimate, maybe here, or, I don't know, anywhere where we don't have the information, to see where the enemies are, so that we get ready for a push. Or let's say there is only 30 seconds left until the round ends. We can use the ultimate to reveal the enemies and to see what is their plan. Because if there's only 30 seconds for, you know, for the rest of the round, there is a huge chance that, I mean, enemies need to commit to some kind of a play. They don't have time to rotate from C set to A set or some shit like that. And we can stack some bomb site. And this is completely unnecessary, but whatever.
Cover going out.
Listen. Whenever you're doing the one-way smokes, to get you know, like to deny some space from the enemies. Let's activate the camera. We're back, guys. We're back. So, whenever you're doing a one-way smoke to like deny some area of the map from the enemies, like do that smoke from the closest possible angle to the specific position where you want to do the one-way smoke. So instead of doing this one-way here, from this spot, I will do the one-way from here. Because smoke travels faster onto that position, and it will deploy faster. Like if I'm using a one-way smoke, let's say I'm playing A short of, you know, ascent. I'm not going to use my one-way smoke from here. I'm gonna come all the way here and then use this one way so it deploys as soon as possible. And also, if you're already using this one-way smoke, personally, I would, you know, you can try to play a bit more aggro and do this, then try to fuck up the enemies around the one-way. Be aware that enemy Omen can teleport there. Try to, you know, be ready for that fight. If the enemies are fighting you back, or you're fighting like 3, 4, 5 enemies at the same moment of time, you know, TP out, fuck it, like, or maybe, you know, you can fake the teleport and basically do this, and then ba ba boo ba ba ba, flash the enemies, ba ba boo ba ba ba, you know. And but doing a one-way smoke from here, and then just watching this angle, I mean, what's the point, you know? Like, smoke is not gonna deploy fast enough. And to be honest, I would have never picked a fight that he picked at this moment of time. Like, it's too much of a gamble, and you know. Why?
Thanks. A little bit out, I will check. Then I will camp with my judge inside here. Okay. Stay behind, stay behind.
Shadows traveling. Cover going out.
It's you and me.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Unlucky. Unlucky, to be honest. Listen. Whenever Iso takes you in his ultimate, and you have a Stinger, Bucky, Judge, I don't know, some close range weapon. So this is the Iso's ultimate. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Before the barrier drops down, you need to push this by jumping towards the Iso, gambling where he is, and rushing towards him. Like, you cannot wait for this wall to drop down. Like, we're pushing sideways and jumping towards Iso, and that is your best bet that you're gonna take a kill. Like, here, we cannot wait for this barrier to drop down and, you know, Iso to extend the gap with us.
I hit Sage.
And what did I say? You know, like we discussed this in our coaching sessions. Take your time for the shots. Don't spam the shots. So here, let's say this is the Iso's wall. Here. Like, this is the Iso's wall. And I'm starting the, you know, the duel. I will be running straight to the wall, bunny hopping towards the Iso, because, you know, with the judge it is so easy to abuse the, you know, run and gun potential. Like, bam, aha, Iso is on the right side. Let's bunny hop towards the Iso, and now let's finish him. Like I told you, when you're playing shotguns, it is better for you to die in the process of trying to close the gap with an enemy, rather than dying because you don't have any more bullets in your shotgun. Like, in this situation, just spamming shots randomly is not gonna do anything. We need to close the proper gap with the Iso. We need to risk one bunny hop to close the gap with him right or left, and then only then we can take the shots. Like, here, once again, if you had... Just a second. Oh, fuck. Bro, my girlfriend scared the shit out of me, literally. Like she came, I didn't know she's gonna come, and I was like, bro, who the hell is breaking into my apartment at like 2 a.m? Jesus Christ. Okay, listen, so be more disciplined, you'll be fine.
Yeah, what the
I will rip the light from them.
Careful there. I see. If we can make them rotate.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like during this match, I don't know why you were forcing yourself so much to play the shotguns. There was really no reason to play shotguns this much. Like my guy played the shotguns like 5 out of 10 rounds. Chill a bit. I mean, yeah. Like in this elo, like you can easily abuse the judge, Shorty, Bucky to take some easy kills, but you don't need to do it. I mean, these enemies are terrible. Like.
If we can make them rotate.
Also, this smoke here is only gonna fuck you up, man. Like chill. Like use your smokes on the contact, on the enemy's contact, or if your teammates are going for some play, or if you're going for some kind of a play. Why are we using the smokes so fucking fast? We just fucked up the chamber, fucked up the Yoru. What the fuck? Enemies don't have a flash agent. Also, one more thing. You're not using paranoia only for yourself to go for some aggressive plays. You're also using paranoia for your teammates as well. So if you're not doing anything, and your teammates are fighting the enemies, and you know exactly where are the enemies, use a paranoia. Like here, you know that both enemies are on the right side there, close to the A-link. Use a paranoia, your teammates are gonna be thankful. Even if you reveal your position, so what? Like here, we can use a Paranoimus Rex, like this. So, Paranoimus Rex goes there, we teleport here, our teammates take a fight with the enemies, maybe we can peek out and kill the enemies. You know?
Looks like they want to go B.
Paranoimus Rex, please. Paranoimus Rex. Oh, but you flashed them. You flashed, but where the fuck are they gonna hide, man? Like, you know, you flashed this. What is? Never mind, you're better. Never mind, you're better.
Tell me when.
Also, like, listen, man. Like in this elo, you should definitely try to, you know, abuse the Odin and Guardian spam. Like it is so easy to get these type of cheesy kills, like, you know, just smarping that position, line yourself up. Enemies are opening the doors. Taking the orb. Enemies are in the tree. You're retaking B site. You think one enemy is here. Bro, every wall is fucking, you know.
When they come here, I give you the smokes. I will camp again with the judge.
Yo, see you in hell. Thank you all for a tier 1 sub, man.
Get out of my way.
Okay, rotata potato. Rotata potato, yeah, definitely. Skra.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, I mean, nothing
Nice, well
happened
played.
here.
We
Okay.
go.
I think that you know now, like, what you should be doing better on a defender side. Like, there's a lot of solutions that you can apply. Apply them. Plus, you have my exclusive coaching videos. You have the rank playbook as well for Omen on Lotus. You're not doing that much. You're not doing that much. Like, I don't know why you're why are you forcing yourself to play shotguns that much? I mean, if you have fun with them, sure, fine, but, you know, it's Lotus. Okay, on Lotus, on the attacker side, your default bomb site, the number 1 priority is C site. Number 2 priority A site. Number 3 priority B site. So basically in the first like 4 to 5 rounds, your primary focus should be pushing C and pushing A. And we're using B set only as our last resort if nothing else is working for you. The best idea on Lotus is to do a 3 times push onto the C site, because usually C site is the least guarded bomb site on Lotus. So basically on C site there's going to be only 1 sentinel, which you can easily fuck up with some aggressive play and, I don't know, especially in Platinum, Diamond, and Ascendant Eloy, like, you can just clear them out. And or they're gonna, or there's gonna be maximum 2 enemies. Also, C pushes are the cleanest pushes in the game. It is so easy to control what your teammates are doing. It is so easy to play a proper refrag game, and there's not a lot of mistakes that your teammates can do. With Omen, you just buy a classic light shield, 2 smokes, 2 shrouded steps. You know, we run in front of our teammates, jump spot the enemies, bap 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 bap, do a smoke here, do a smoke here, jump spot the enemies again. Our teammates are going in, teleport here, support our allies, and that's it.
Let's fucking...
What the fuck is this smoke? Like, okay, good. Also, I don't know, if you're pushing a C set of Lotus, you really don't need a Ghost, you don't need a Frenzy. Like, just buy a classic pistol, light shield, 2 smokes and 2 shrouded steps. At the end of the day, you're probably gonna kill some enemies. Maybe your teammates are gonna die. You're gonna pick up the Ghost from them. Anyways, and you're gonna be a Juggernaut. That's maybe the worst Gecko Flash I've seen in my life.
Shadows traveling. Shadows traveling.
You know, that smoke has a lot of gaps.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, looks clear.
You know, pay attention. Like, always remember the rule where the precision of your smokes is far more important rather than a speed. And to be honest, if you're like one of your primary postman positions on Lotus, if you're not playing, you know, if you're not planting the spike for the C long, should be this position. Try to reach this position as soon as possible. You can easily fuck up the enemies that are pushing through the CT, kill the enemies there above your smoke, surprise the enemies with some peek, surprise the enemies pushing through waterfall, and if your teammates are playing a bit more aggro, just play with your teammates a bit more aggro.
Be aware, can be close.
Like, there was absolutely no reason for you, in this round, to find yourself on this position. Like, you could have easily jumped on top of the double boxes, and just played from there.
Stage down.
Okay.
One enemy.
Okay. Listen, on the attacker side, in a second round, I would never buy the Outlaw. The only maps where I buy in a second round Outlaw on the attacker side is Breeze and Icebox. You know, long range maps, maybe Pearl when it comes back, like, you know, if you're pushing the B site in the second round. But on every other map, like, in second round, you should buy something else. You know, Bulldog, Stinger, Judge, Spectre, depending what's good on that map. Like, on Lotus, Stinger, Heavy Shield, Shorty, Utility, that's it. You know, you're able to go for the aggressive plays, for the, you know, it's better option. Like, Outlaw is a bit of a gamble. And remember that on this map, always push the C side 3 rounds in a row. Then in the 3rd round, fake C, go A. That's how we create an unpredictable pattern of pushing and how we can surprise the enemies.
Nice, mate.
Call it the blowjob Odin, my friend. One in cubby, one on site. Nice. Jet on site.
Listen, if you're teleporting rubble, what I would recommend you to always do is like TP rubble, and after you teleport at the rubble, always jump spot the enemies before your teammates pick them. Like, do this to reveal the enemies for your crosshair placement, for your peek, and also to reveal the enemies for your teammates as well. Like, it's better 90% of times instead of, you know, peeking the enemies from this angle and fighting the enemies there, here. Like, there's so many angles where you need to fight the enemies. Or at least jump spot the enemies here and then with the proper crosshair placement we delete the enemies.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
He might speak a lot, yeah, like I love the confidence. I definitely love his confidence, but I think that he should think a bit before he goes for a peek. You know, gather the information for his crosshair by jump spotting, use utility a bit more to outplay the enemies. I mean, like, guys, in Platinum Ascendant, Diamond, and Low Immortal Elo, bro, like with Omen, you don't need to take a 50-50 fight almost never. Like, you can always outplay the enemies somehow. Like, only in the high Immortal 3 and Radiant lobbies, like 50% of these plays need to be adapted if you want to outplay the enemies there.
Check the flank.
more like
possibly.
60 to be honest.
Cover going.
Yes, he's coming from flank.
Team A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bonne chance, mes amis.
My job is to destroy their mental.
Easy. Wait, Chamber, flash first.
This paranoia that you're doing is like okay sometimes. You know, like if enemies are really pressuring you, they're aiming and your teammates are dying a lot, but it's better if you don't waste it for this. You know, try to push a set and aim in without the paranoia first, and try to use the paranoia maybe when you're pushing on through the, you know, through the tree, or to flash the enemies that are here, so teammates have easier time killing them, or when you're pushing onto the bomb site, etc., etc. Like this paranoia, I only use if like, you know, my teammate, you know, my jet is dashing there, and she's instantly getting killed by the, I don't know, race that is satcheling in or something like that.
And then let's go.
Blinding.
Yes, there go. Ooh, fuck. And then let's go.
Blinding.
That was a bit unlucky, but also in the same time, you know, when you're teleporting rubble, you don't really need to, you know, expose yourself to the enemies. Like, to be honest, you can just teleport like a normal human being.
Yes, there. This is top.
And generally speaking, like, the reason why pushing the C set 3 rounds in a row is also good is because of the map design. You can push the C set when you're playing full buy rounds, eco rounds, half buy rounds, bonus rounds, anti-eco rounds. And when you create that type of an unpredictable pattern of pushing, like, enemy's mentality is always going to be damaged. Imagine this scenario. You win all 3 rounds on C site in a row. But enemy's mentality broken. Like, they're going to be rotating like instantly. Instantly. On the first contact. 4th round, fake C, go A, free bomb site.
Or do you don't want smoke,
Most
Chamber?
of the times.
Let's see how it goes.
Play for picks? What the fuck, bro? Like, listen. Never default. Defaulting is only good if it is a part of some kind of a strategy or to counter the enemies. If the team play and 5-man pushes are working for you, rely on the team play.
Okay, let's go.
Shadows traveling.
Please don't do your smokes wide open to the A main choke point.
Pushing hardcore.
50,000.
Cover going out.
And please wait for your smokes. Like, why are we doing the tower smoke? We still didn't take A main area of the map. Like, do your smokes as your teammates are fighting for our choke points. You know, like, one smoke at a time. So we're taking A main control. Let's do first this smoke or this smoke. Take aim in, and then let's do this smoke. Second smoke is gonna maybe recharge. Let's do the smoke here or smoke here and push in. You're playing bind. Your teammates reach this position. Your smoke for the CT goes out. Your teammates reach this position. Your smoke for the elbow goes out. I'm not gonna be doing a smokes instantly as the round starts, unless I'm going maybe for this TP play. What the fuck, bro? You're just wasting the timing of your smokes.
Stealing sight.
And always, as a rule of thumb, like always, jump spot this angle, and then use a paranoia and go for a peek. Or jump spot the angle, wait for your teammates and swing together with your teammates.
One more there.
I respect.
Let's go. Let's rotate. We have the picks. Let's go and see, guys. Let's go and see.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, never mind. Let's go, eh?
That was blow job.
That's the spike, wings.
Blow job, motherfucker.
Listen, if you already know that there's not a single enemy on the tower, and enemies are not here, use this one way instead.
Cover going out.
To stop the enemies push through the tower.
Thanks, wings.
I couldn't. Take care, Sage and Reyna playing here. Maybe let's go see because they play here and they have money. Never mind. Okay, let's go see.
Shadows traveling. Watch them run.
Okay. Okay. This is actually not a... This is actually very... Okay. This is terrible. For this specific round. We got a kill on C side. Our teammates don't have a single smoke when they're pushing on C. We have a numbers advantage. We have economy advantage. There is absolutely no fucking reason to go for this type of a play. This type of a play would be good. Maybe in some kind of an eco or half by round. Now, this can work if you're like 90% certain that the enemies have rotated from A side. Like what he's trying to replicate. He's trying to replicate my Omen teleport strategy on Icebox. Like on Icebox, in some eco rounds, half by rounds, what you can try to do, doing a smoke in the city, teleporting here, and trying to get a pick onto the enemies that are, you know, pushing towards the smoke. Because if the enemies see a smoke here, and they don't hear you on this position teleporting, they're going to be fully focused on the smoke. And you can easily find a pick. But this doesn't really work on Lotus because, I don't know. Like, God knows where the enemies are going to play. It is not that close quarter map, you know. Enemies don't need to use this route to rotate. I mean, they need to use it, but you get the point. Like, I don't know. This is an optimal play, just... It's bad for this specific round. Plus, you're coming from the same position where you did the smoke. Like, this smoke didn't fake anyone. Like, I mean, you know?
Here, I have a lurk.
Like, enemies can be holding this smoke right now from so many different angles.
Wait, I have the flank.
I hit Reyna a couple times.
I'm in the back step.
Flashing, Gecko.
They didn't saw me. I have a timing, guys.
Hit him again.
Okay.
Let's wait a little bit more. I have a timing. Oh fuck, okay, never mind.
One enemy.
Okay, maybe we waited a bit too much, to be honest, but... I mean, his teammates kinda... Let's be honest, they didn't need to fight. They didn't need to fight. They could have just played this passively and then, you know. But it was okay to play here on a trigger discipline. Like, he would have got two easy kills if his teammates actually listened. That's a beauty of European Valorant community. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, how... Like, I've been doing guides on YouTube. Like, I've coached so many players. Like, there's so many YouTube videos, so many content creators. You're watching so many... Like, how do I feel that still 80% of community is mentally retarded? I don't know, man. I mean, to be honest, like, you know, 80% of community is like a huge part of the community. Like, it's like 24 million players. But still, bro, like, I don't know, like...
Okay, he teleported anywhere. We need to take care. Yeah, maybe. He teleported again. Nice, well done. You might...
Shadows.
Try it if it's working, I don't know if it's good. Try it if it's working.
I don't know what is this one-way smoke, man. Like, I mean... I don't know, man. I mean, sometimes it's okay to do it. If you know that enemies are aggressively taking the C-long area of the map to block that choke point and, you know, fight with the enemies, but... I mean, it's okay. His crosshair placement is also super inconsistent. Oh, Skywalker, man. Like, I did coaching with him. Let me check it. I did coaching with Death. Just to see when I do coaching with him. So, I did coaching with him. We finished our 1 month coaching. On 21st of February. Bro. Like, in February, he was bronze 3, silver 1. You don't want to see the VODs. You don't want to see the crosshair placement. This is good compared to like how he actually played the game. He's still doing the training and, you know, aim training routines. Like, he still has, like, 1.5 more months to complete everything, like. But he's getting much better. Like, you don't want to know. Like, he was, like, you know, McDonald's toilet cleaner, bro. Like only looking at the ground.
Shadows.
Try it if it's working. I don't know if it's good. Nice, well done. On thought.
You and me.
Oh, who got ulted? Unlucky Gecko, never mind.
No, you don't.
We'll get your ass, man.
Sweeping the floor, yeah. Like sorry, man. Like my English doesn't work at you know, 2:30. 2:30. Huh.
Okay.
Are you for a cup of British tea, bro?
No, you don't.
We'll get your ass, man. Okay.
I don't know, man. Like this was such a unnecessary. Like, you're doing a lot of unnecessary, risky plays when you have numbers advantage and economy advantage. Stop doing that shit. Focus on default utility usage. Play with your teammates on a refresh potential. Like, what the fuck is this? Enemies can kill you from the A-link, from this position here. Like, what? Just play with your team. We have 1 minute to play on the spike. 2 enemies are alive. Like, just play together.
No, they're inside of the smoke.
Okay, we know that enemies are on A side. Let's go B, let's plant the spike on B, or let's go C, and let's plant the spike on C. We don't need to commit to this push. This play as well, completely unnecessary. Like, there's no reason to do it. Absolutely no reason. Just play with your teammates on a refresh. Like, this type of plays you want to do when you're in a numbers disadvantage, economy disadvantage. I mean, this play is mega risky. Like, this is a complete 50-50 play. It can work, maybe. You know, you never know. But, what the fuck? Why in this round?
Ah, fuck. So the best. Yeah.
And now you pray to God that, you know, your teammates are gonna win that round.
And then I surprised them.
I don't understand this smoke at all. Like, just use a paranoia, man, and push the enemies back. We have Gecko flash, Yoru flash, Omen flash, Phoenix flash. For what the fuck we need the smoke there?
Shadows.
Get out of my way!
Reload.
I guess this is the third smoke from the enemy, Omen.
Come on, let's go.
No, not here.
Cover going out. Can't go there.
Go planting, Phoenix.
Oh, I didn't realize I had it.
Wait, let's not pick this.
Listen, on the C side, as I said, like, if your teammates are just playing a default post plant, you know, like, you're going hard on him. I'm going hard because I already did 1 month of coaching with him. I don't want to see the same mistakes again. Like, in some of the VODs that he submits, like, they're good. He's making a very minimum amount of mistakes, but here, like, it's like he's autopiloting again. Like, bro, like, come on. We talked about these problems and I given him solutions for everything. Like, let's use our head. So here, usually I don't go this hard, you know. At free VOD reviews, like, I just don't give it that much shit, but this is my guy. He went from Bronze 3 to Platinum 2, now it's time to get fucking Ascendant 1, like. On C side, if your teammates are playing passively on C side, just play on top of this box, you know, fuck up the enemies there. You know, you can use this as a initial off angle, and if your teammates want to go for some kind of an aggression, go with them. Also on this spot, we can use a one-way smoke here, one-way smoke here, you know, there's no reason to play in this. Like, this is the spot which I really try to avoid in the post on C side as much as possible. It is, enemies can easily clear it with utility, with the flashes, stuff like that. Like, there's no reason to find yourself there. Most of the time.
3 here.
Okay. Listen. Keep doing the training. You know, that I've developed for you. Like, you still have, like, I think 1 more month to complete it. Things are looking better. Definitely. You were never, like, during our coaching sessions, you were never this undisciplined. So I don't know what happened in this specific match, like why you were rushing your game decisions so much, but try not to do this in the future games. You know, you make me look bad. Basically, like, I don't know. In this game, like, I don't know, did you take enough sleep? Did your wife annoy you? Like what you know? Like, I don't know what's going on, you know? Like, take more time to make your game decisions. Think a bit. You don't need to use shotgun so much on a defender side. We have other cheesy plays that we can abuse to fuck up these noobs. The smokes that you were doing, try to fix them and, you know, don't do them immediately. And in the videos that I've shared with you, like, everything is explained for the Lotus, what you should be doing and how you should be playing this map. Respect the numbers a bit more. Don't make rushed out, like, I don't know what happened in this VOD, like, you were making so many rushed out game decisions, like, this was never the case, man. Like, slow down a bit, like, you don't need to take every fight with the enemies. We can maybe try to fuck up the enemies with our utility, with our smokes, paranoia, you know, shrouded steps, play with your teammates. You don't need to fight 4 enemies alone, you know? Like, at the end of the day, like, it's always better for you to play a 5v5 retake if you cannot stop the enemy's push alone, instead of trying to be a hero and dying alone, and then your teammates are playing a 4v5 retake. Try to delay the enemy's push a bit, make them waste some kind of utility, and that's it. Everything else, I've told you how to fix and what you should be working on, so that's it. We're probably gonna change your aim training routine and the general training in around 1 month from now, but for now, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, it's working for you. Like, you went from Bronze 3 to Platinum 2, so, you know, during this act, try to hit Diamond 1, and then next act, we're gonna focus on Ascendant 1, and maybe, you know, I'm gonna force you to play like 2 more agents, just to focus on a bit more on the cleaner gunfights and on mechanical aspect of the game. We'll see. We'll see what happens for you. Like, basically, in 1 month, in 1 month from now, like, you know, hit me up through the DMs and we're gonna see what is the next step for you. How do I get access to your playbook? Everything is explained on my Discord server, man. I'm new at Valorant 10 days, Silver 1 right now, and I've been more than 3 years without playing FPS. The last one I played was Overwatch. I didn't find your focus on aim labs and I saw... Coach, congratulations. Okay, good. Plat 3? No, he's Platinum 2. It feels like he's trolling or having fun. I don't know, like, this game... I mean, like, he probably submitted a VOD that like where he was autopiloting a bit more. He just needs to... He's just trying to do too much on some parts and too little on others. Yes, sir. You have a weapon license permit? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, this is like a free VOD review. We covered every single map for you right now. The only map that we didn't do was Lotus. All of you guys, you know, subscribe, leave a like, you know, join my Discord server for coaching. Join the Twitch streams. Most of the times I'm not depressed. Especially when I don't play Valorant. I'm just too tired today, man. Like, I played like 5 matches, 6 matches of Valorant. We did a play of the day. Guess the rank, like, bro, like, my voice is dying. Tomorrow I have like 2 coaching sessions. I'm gonna die, bro. And my coaching session starts in 10 hours from now. Think about it. And yeah, on my Discord server you can get in the giveaways for a free VOD review, and yeah, you can have a chance to get a free coaching. Love you all. Bye bye bye. Mwah.